We back once a motherfucking again. Hell yeah, baby. Udyr is getting buffed next week. This is on PB right now. And you guys have been spamming me. Hey man, Haribo, Arktheos, what are your thoughts about these changes? You're not, I will deliver today, but I gotta tell you about my credentials a little bit. If you guys don't know me, I'm a Challenger Udyr main on EU West. I am regarded as the best Udyr in the motherfucking world, allegedly. And I have also made several metas on Udyr through the years with itemizations, runes, stuff like that, just stuff that people enjoyed and became popular, including on old Udyr, of course, because I've been playing this champion for a very long time. I really enjoy Udyr, even though I play a lot of other champions as well. Recently I got Challenger on Volibear only account. That's just besides the point. I also created a lot of the patches for Udyr, for the most part, like, after Udyr got reworked, maybe the next 5 patches or something like that, I was working with a writer, and if you guys know, Udyr Q has extra auto-attack range. That is something I added because it felt really bad to play after the changes with normal auto-attack range on Q, because the arc, the slow, etc. And also the lifesteal, scaling with rank to make it more palatable for Q-max builds to rank that W. Those type of changes, and including like nerfing based stats like HP per level, armor per level. If you guys don't like that, Udyr has Yumi level, HP per level, then you have me to blame. Either way, what do these changes actually mean? 10 damage per second. Okay, let's have a look. If you look at Udyr, he got nerfed by 20 damage per second. Keep in mind it's at level 11, not 9, because it goes to 6 ranks. And if you look at his AP ratio, it is 35% per second. Okay, this is half a second per tick. 35% per second. So in order for you to get this 10 damage, you would have to build about 30 AP. You could say it's a 30 AP buff to the R Storm. Overall to the champion, it's maybe more like a 20 to 25 AP buff, because you also have ratios from other sources, right? In order to get that 10 damage per second. So overall it's a pretty big buff. It's also compensating more than what Liandry got nerfed, and that is fair, I would say. Liandry got nerfed by 10 AP, by the way, because Udyr got nerfed quite a bit by changes to some items, nerfs to Liandry, a nerf to Demon's Plate, which is not that big, but it's still something. And of course, when you look at this patch change, you got a pretty severe nerf. Like I said, you need about maybe 50-60 AP to make up for this type of base damage nerf. Then, this is a buff to R auto attacks, which scales with level. You get this 10 extra damage per hit. Remember, it's for 2 hits, so it's 20 damage at level 18, which means that early game, let's say level 6, you only get about 3 damage per hit. And then 5% ratio, let's say in early game, your auto attack is going to deal about, like what, 6 extra damage, 5 extra damage per hit, which will add up. This also buffs very slightly Qmax because it's per level. You can have 1 R point, and it's going to save you on auto attack here and there throughout clearing in the game. You know, you never know when it will matter to save that auto attack and save some time to clear a camp. So it's pretty sizable buff overall, and it will definitely outweigh the Liandry nerf. And it also makes other options better. If you want to rush Leechbane, if you want to rush Riftmaker, which are viable options because Liandry got nerfed multiple times and is going to make those items even better than before, despite the Liandry nerf. I have some videos on Leechbane, Riftmaker, Udyr. There are gonna be more coming, some games from stream, and also reviews, as you guys have been used on this channel already, which is my secondary channel for VODs and stuff like that. But yeah, this not only buffs jungle Udyr, but top lane and mid lane Udyr quite a bit. It's making it definitely a bit more potent, easier wave clear, and dual link. I would say that this buff is probably even bigger for solo lane Udyr, because for jungle Udyr, once you get to these levels, you just have about the same clear speed. This will not impact your clear speed super much. It will simply save an auto attack per camp here and there, if even, right? But when you're going to champion combat, it's definitely a sizable buff where Udyr kind of lost a lot of stat checking power, and he already dropped that negative with it after the Liandry nerf, if I believe. And as I said, the thing about this R, it's for professionals, because the auto attacks from R, you are not using them a lot. Maybe really bad Udyr players, like literally starting the champion, are using them a bit more, and then really high level players are going to use this auto decks to maximize their damage. But like middle of the pack Udyr, they don't really auto take that much in teamfights with R hits anyway. They're mostly using their R aura and the R awaken to zone and poke enemies. That is still going to be fine. Noob friendly Leandri build with Comet to zone, poke enemies and just have a big ult in a teamfight. So the verdict is, these buffs are really impactful and they make different itemization pets that aren't Leandri even better. So I like these changes, I even predicted. If you check my Twitter or Reddit, you will see that I said, hey, they'll probably buff Udyr R by 10 damage per second and revert half of the nerf. I think that would be reasonable. Compensation, there's not much else they can do. And Riot thought the same thing, but they even gave a buff to a place that is kind of hidden power, underrated, and most Udyr players don't even make use or full value from this R. And I also really like that they buffed his AP ratio. I think Udyr deserves a bit higher AP ratios, because even running Conqueror doesn't give you that much power, and if you guys don't know, Comet does more damage than Conqueror at like all stages, even if you fully stack Conqueror, get all the AP, because it's just higher DPS. Of course, Conqueror gives you other benefits, such as being able to run the full precision tree, and healing, sustain on your W with the AP ratios and stuff like that. Either way, very nice buffs. Let's not make this video too long. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to like, sub, write something funny below. And yeah, I definitely think I'll try to climb a bit more. I'll be more motivated, because I thought Udyr was a little bit just lackluster, just a little bit of a wet noodle in some situations. This would have definitely impacted a lot of my situations. I see a lot of players living with like 20 HP when I'm playing Udyr. They just don't die to the R awaken. Clearing is just not juicy enough. It's just not what it used to be, and I feel like even though I'm really good at Udyr, and I feel like the champion is still strong, and I'm finding success with him to some extent in my games, it's maybe doesn't feel right. I feel like I should still do better, I should still get more rewarded, and I feel like this will bring him on a more similar level to a champion like Volibear, which is in a pretty strong balanced state, and most of the time I sense that Volibear is just a stronger champion. Now they could be on more equal ground, and Udyr could definitely look to compete better with other champions. But as I said, if you play Udyr Leandri build, this will not be a huge buff. It will be a compensation plus something more. You shouldn't notice a big difference, but if you're an expert Udyr player, especially Master Plus, this will probably improve your potential a lot, and is definitely bringing Udyr up a notch, maybe up a tier on the so-called tier list. That's it. Thank you for watching, guys.